Allez, on vite, hein. Déjà prêt? Bah dis donc. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, the demo doesn't have any audio. That's why. It's all good.
Alors, tu run... Non, je run aucun jeu, moi c'est vraiment que du commentaire pur à ma façon, on va dire. Parce que comme j'aime bien dire, une fois qu'on a expliqué 2-3 fois les glitches, autant discuter avec notre magnifique chat. Je vois pas l'intérêt de répéter 36 fois les choses. Premier combat. Très simplement.
Let's get down to basic mechanics of MTPO and what Zally's going to be doing throughout these fights. Some important terms that get used a lot. The biggest one is.
C'est le premier combattant et très simple.
Basically, buffering is ways.
Il suffit de le taper. Au bout d'un moment, il va dire vas-y, viens me taper. Vous lui filez un coup, KO. Tout simplement. Ah, jeu du fun, oh là là. Le meilleur jeu du fun, ça reste quand même GTA 4. Bon, bref. Ah oui, l'arbitre c'est Mario, parce que ce jeu était sorti sur NES. Donc là, on pouvait mettre Mario, on mettait Mario. Tout simplement, très simplement, très simplement. Si vous voulez savoir, moi je vous ai un petit peu expliqué le tout. On va parler un petit peu du jeu quand même, c'est un petit peu le but. Sorti en 1987, hein, sur NES. La version que vous voyez actuellement. Et c'est la première apparition de Little Mac, le personnage que vous voyez dans Smash 4. Comme combattant, comme nouveau combattant, on va dire.
So one thing you're going to see now is Piston Honda is susceptible to a specific mechanic in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out that the major players dub max damage uppercut.
Donc là, le but, évidemment, hein, ça va être de taper, de taper. Mettre KO.
Iconic uppercut where he jumps and slams the fist into the opponent with all his fury. There's an interesting aspect about the uppercut is that.
Ouais, mais le stream US, je te dis, ils ont lancé leur tournoi Fortnite à la TwitchCon, ça bouffe toute la co, et ils ont rien laissé pour les autres.
The punch will still hit, but it'll do less damage. So Zallard's going to be doing a lot of guard manipulation to keep the opponent, in this case Piston Honda, busy.
Et donc si vous chargiez vos coups, évidemment, vous faisiez plus de dégâts. Et évidemment, dans un seul round comme à la vraie boxe, si l'adversaire tombe 3 fois par terre, on a un KO technique qui veut dire que le combat est gagné. Et donc évidemment, ça va aller très vite. Le but c'est de tomber. C'est de les faire tomber d'un seul coup de poing. Les faire tomber 3 fois dans le même. Ouf, fatigué. Dans le même round. Alors que le stream US est en train de décéder ou c'est Mako. Telle est la question. Non, je crois qu'il faut que je relance le stream. Ah non. Faudra relancer le stream, les gens, sur le... Il faut faire F5.
But what Zallard did is you saw him do a double dodge to the left there.
On est reparti.
Convincing Dawn to throw his uppercut. That's a buffer technique. Zallard is actually basically setting up the dodges so that they
KO.
always on the frame that allows him to buffer that jab, and he'll get the star every single time. So it is a frame perfect trick, but that buffer basically takes.
Il faut savoir que Punch Out aussi, je vais me rappeler, était un des tout premiers jeux de boxe.
Yeah, so in between
À être sorti.
his uppercut is going off and when he becomes idle, there's that one frame window. That's what's key. This fight, super duper random. So
welcome to the first gatekeeper of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, King Hippo, very infamous. You can only damage Hippo by getting him to throw his slam punch.
Et tous les combattants ont évidemment des points faibles, hein, qu'il faut qu'on essaye de récupérer le plus vite possible. Parce que là, vous le voyez qu'une fois qu'il tape dans le ventre, il peut l'enchaîner rapidement. Hein.
I did 3-cycle him, so that is pretty tough execution. You have to hit him extremely early,
Tout bonnement.
as he opens. Otherwise, you're gonna get.
C'était ça apparent ce jeu, c'est que ils ont souvent le même pattern. Trop simple à apprendre. C'est le jeu. Ah, c'est sympa à commenter.
So Hippo is notably the first major reset point when you're doing single segment attempts of NTPO. Ideally, you want to have something in the 40 to 45 range, but sub 50 is usually still good enough to continue a run. Great Tiger here is a pretty straightforward fight. You're going to see more guard manipulations and basic ways to get stars. Great Tiger takes a lot of punches.
Mike Tyson, pourquoi personne ne voulait le commenter? C'est la question que je me pose. Voilà. J'osais pas la faire. J'osais pas la faire, que c'était le Big Mac de la P1000.
Now, that kind of buffer is very simple. You could literally learn that today by seeing if you can hold down a button with your thumb. If you can, congratulations, you've
de toute façon, ce jeu, ça va être que du easy win. Hein. Il va taper.
Complex and stuff as we go on here through the major circuit and soon the world circuit. So Bull 1 here is a kind of a complex fight. This first phase is really straightforward. Zallard just going to alternate getting star punches and immediately buffering.
C'est ça le problème, c'est toujours la même chose, c'est taper. Les jeunesses de l'époque.
Very last punch there for the actual knockdown. He has to do a slight delay to get the setup where he wants for the second phase. The important part about these phases going forward is whether or not Bull is going to start throwing his rolling jabs, where he kind of rolls his hands over one another before he punches at Little Mac.
So I was really lucky. I actually messed up the delayed hit there. There's a random chance that I could have not gotten that third star.
Il n'y a pas grand chose à dire. Un peu tout dit sur le jeu. On peut dire aussi que le personnage est beaucoup plus petit que chacun de ses adversaires.
So I got
voilà.
The rolling jab pattern, which is 25% likely.
Ça nous a occupé 5 minutes.
And the good refill, which is also 25% likely.
Yep.
At the same time.
Yeah. So that's an excellent ball bowl one time.
Yeah.
But when Little Mac has all 3 stars stocked, he hasn't used any of the star punches yet. The opponents actually cannot dodge. So it's a weird.
C'est bon. On peut mettre à jour le défi, c'est dedans. Bon, on est en train de perdre.
How the boxers react to what Zallard's doing, so that knowledge allows him to set up that final phase, and as he said, he got.
TKO, c'est KO technique. Et salut Tioc. C'est KO technique, c'est qu'une fois que tu as fait tomber ton adversaire 3 fois dans le même round, le match s'arrête et t'as gagné.
But if you hit them with a star punch, it will be an instant knockdown. It will drain their entire health again. So,
attendez 2 minutes.
Is one of the more complicated fights. This has been recently redone with the strategies they utilize. You're going to see a lot of the guard manipulation and what's termed as misdirection gutters. Zallard's going to be trying to get Piston Honda's guard to go a
Je
specific
me permets.
so that he can land gut punches when he needs to, and then also, of course, land those max damage uppercuts we talked about.
Ah non, c'est
The hit. I'm gonna have to
Et French Restream, here.
do a couple backup strategies.
Thanks, merci Viga.
Okay.
There we go. So that's a backup strat. If you don't get the good pattern you want, you make a mistake. Piston Honda 2 can always be knocked out if you jab his rush punch square in the gut. So that's a guarantee.
Parce que moi, si vous commencez à me faire parler anglais, on n'est pas fini, on n'est pas sorti de l'auberge.
It's kind of nice because I was going for some really, really fancy, difficult strategies that were previously tool assisted run only.
Yeah.
I almost got it, but
it's a really tough fight. Speaking of a fight that's not terribly tough execution-wise, but is very random, Soda here, you basically want to see him get ready to go into that crouch animation. That's his pose for when he's going to throw his uppercut. If he gives Zallard that pattern, Zallard can basically put him in a stunned animation where he can land a guaranteed star punch, and when he does that, while Soda is in that crouching animation, it always knocks Soda down. So you see right here, blocks him, star punch goes off, Soda goes down. Ideally, you want each of these cycles to go 17 seconds. A 51 Soda is a super, super good Soda if you can get it. But
Alors que nous avons notre premier défi.
Uppercut, or he just throws a basic hook where he stays standing. If he throws the hook, Zallard can't actually set up that guaranteed star punch and has to wait and take another shot.
Yeah, so I got one hook. That's not good luck, but
yeah.
Outside of that, he didn't make me go pink.
Et on affronte des fois toujours les mêmes boxeurs en plus dans ce jeu.
Then you're going to be losing a ton of time. Yeah. So, fortunately, he didn't throw that many hooks.
Bull 2, this is where fights start getting interesting because this is where the game starts demanding a lot.
C'est ça qui est marrant en plus.
Both execution-wise and in knowledge. Bull 2 can only be knocked down by hitting him with a star punch or by punching him out of his bull charge, which in an ideal situation, you're never going to see him do bull charge. Zallard's going to TKO him before he gets to do any of those. But this is another fight with a lot of, again, basic guard manipulation, recognizing what patterns he gets if Bull does the rolling jabs, if he doesn't. So this is one of those games where it would be awesome if we could actually have an instant reader. So
le plaisir des jeux.
On with the control pad as Zallard's doing these fights, because there's a lot of times where he's having to tap up while throwing a punch and then immediately release up so that he can buffer his next punch and have it go through and not be guarded. And it's a lot of knowledge, a lot of execution that you don't really get to see all of the intricacies just by watching the game for the first time.
Yeah, I tried to go.
Voilà, KO technique, allez, combat suivant.
There's a 25% chance that you can sneak a punch through his guard. He's really, Bull 2 is really good at keeping his guard where your input is. It'll read whenever you press up or whenever you don't. But 25% of the time, he's not so good at it. So
he'll ignore all input and just block anyway.
Yeah.
Dawn 2 here. This is the most random fight in the game in terms of the branching paths and the way things can go. Basically, once Zallard gets a guaranteed star, every punch that Zallard lands going forward can result in a random star, but it's if I remember right, a 1 in 8 shot every time.
I got one random star, and it's also
Je suis désolé du commentaire pourri que je suis en train de proposer, mais qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je raconte?
Whether or not Zallard gets any of those random 1 in 16 stars completely changes the route and strategy he can use in this fight. And basically, he has to know where he's at in each phase, when he gets those random stars, and where to be able to utilize them for maximum damage.
Alright, so I got one random star in phase 1, and he gave me the mid refill. So the health refill on phase 2 is random. This is a pretty good situation.
Yeah, right now, Don's cooperating pretty well.
Raconte tous les jeux punch-out, bah...
How rare it is to get
ouais.
Super optimal luck in this fight. I think I've seen Zallard get 3 random stars.
Partie d'un jeu d'arcade?
Ever in all the years I've watched you do attempts in practice of this game. But a 139 solid Dawn 2, you would happily take that in a single segment. Right?
Après, on a eu
140 is excellent.
on a eu un Game & Watch, on a eu des spin-offs.
Incredibly difficult.
Yep.
On a eu Super Punch Out sur Super NES. On a eu super aussi Punch Out sur Wii. Mais bon, c'est souvent la même chose ces jeux. Merci Wikipédia. Punch Out, voilà, c'est l'histoire de Little Mac qui débute un jeune boxeur et qui finit champion du monde à chaque fois.
So you notice like Zallard's moving left and right to dodge the punches, stuff like that. Quick dodging is where you tap dodge, and in MTPO you pretty much always want to dodge left. Left is slightly faster to dodge by.
Alors que ça commence à devenir compliqué pour le streamer qui se prend des coups.
It cancels him out of the dodge animation as quickly as he possibly can, and allows him to get more damage in by, basically utilizing.
Ah bah quoique non, bah si tu softlock le méchant, oui aussi ça aide. Hein.
There, he did 3 quick dodges, so that all these hits after the Dreamland Express are going to go off.
How? All right.
And this is really, really good luck at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take. Oh, okay, never mind. He gave me the bad refill.
Okay, yep. So yeah, this knockdown is intentional.
Bah oui, softlock égale bloqué. Oui, bon, c'est vrai qu'on a dit qu'il fallait expliquer ce que c'était l'MO. Si on bloque l'ennemi dans cette position, on peut l'enchaîner comme on veut. Il a voté Roma, évidemment, pour les défis FR. Sur Arsband.
That extra hit kind of helps a little bit. 231 is pretty good for the bad refill.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Sandman, one of the only boxers in the game that cannot be defeated by a normal knockout. You have to get a TKO and knock him down 3 times.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they programmed the point threshold to be like, I don't know, like 999,000 or something.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Alors quoi, nous affrontons. Je sais même plus son. Mal expliqué mes notes. Qu'est-ce que j'ai foutu? Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait?
To get in a ton of hits. And when this fight's done well, it's really interesting, so I'm going to let Zallard work.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai fabriqué, moi? J'avais tout bien noté.
Alright, so I got hit. He's going to get higher refills. He gave me like a terrible pattern. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen a pattern that bad.
Yeah, Sandman is very random, and you have to react very quickly to do anything about it. There you saw the spin punch action that Mr. Sandman takes. He can throw anywhere between 3 and an infinite number of those spin punches. And ideally, Zallard wants to dodge and then immediately punish it after the final spin punch. It requires a very subtle audio cue that's really difficult to tell. Very nice.
Actually, I have 3 stars. I could just see that.
There we go.
Yeah, pretty.
Clairement, c'était pas une run intéressante. Hein.
Getting tagged cost you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Je vais pas vous mentir.
Sandman is, I mean, one of the most complex fights in the game because of how quickly you have to react to whatever pattern he does give you.
Yeah, when Macho, when he kind of just
Macho,
it's all good. When he was throwing those hooks are the slower attack from him, and he also just did really big delays. So.
Bah non, c'est pas fini. Le jeu il s'appelle comment? Il s'appelle Mike Tyson Punch Out. Donc qui c'est qu'on doit affronter à la fin? Bah Mike Tyson, évidemment. Et là, je peux enfin sortir mon anecdote. Parce qu'il faut savoir que il y a 2 versions de ce jeu. On a eu Mike Tyson Punch Out en 87. Et en 90, le jeu est ressorti en Punch Out featuring Mr. Dream. Parce que oui, Mike Tyson avait été viré et remplacé par Mr. Dream. Avec les mêmes coups, la même façon de combattre, juste la couleur qui changeait et son nom. Elle a raison. Si vous me trouvez la raison. Oui, 4375 dollars. C'est bien, c'est que j'ai pu quand même passer une anecdote.
Alright, so this should be a pretty clean round 1 victory.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for some frame perfect hits just for the heck of it.
It can't be understated how difficult this fight is. Even for players like Zallard or Sinister One, people who've played this game countless times, round 1ing Tyson is incredibly difficult. Because again, you have to go.
Un chaos technique et voilà. Time 19,56. Bravo.
That's a wrap. Time.
Yep, time.
Très bon temps.
So yeah, definitely shoutouts to the Mike Tyson's Punch Out community. Of course, like Summoning Stall, Sinister, Ouija, Empap, all those dudes are great. We're constantly finding new strategies for this game, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Le wildcard est de combien?
Unfortunately, Sinister couldn't make it.
Je l'ai dit tout à l'heure.
He had prior commitments, but good friend Clage covered.
Je sais plus, faut que je ressorte.
So, yeah, that's.
Le wildcard est 15 minutes 10 secondes. Et pas loin, hein.
Enjoy the rest of GDQx.
Good job, man.
Thank you, man.
Et t'es pas loin, hein. Ah, à 4 minutes.